There's a blast from the past. Little Rustler, two-wheel drive. See what we got. Ran it the other day. Forgot how much fun they can be. Totally different animal, of course, but it's fun. She's a little nut. Gotta be careful, these things will, fuck's sake, flip over backwards so quickly, you just don't even know what the hell just happened. You can see there are some pretty good divots here. A lot of rocks, stumps. Not a very well prepared surface at all, but yeah, you know, you work with what you got. So that's what I'm working with. Oh, that must be the wheel with the bearings. Actually, I think they do both all have bearings, but not a whole lot of vantage points where you can really see what you're doing on this track here. But it's not hard to see why it bounces all over the place. There are a lot of blind spots here. A lot. Should call it blind melon fucking raceway. Blind melon. From here I can run laps, but you can't do a lot. Too much blind melon. Yeah. This little guy is so twitchy. Do you see it hooks up really well? I mean, it definitely gets some traction. Can make it wheelie, which is pretty good. Just the cheapo TRX tires on there. Stockers, I believe. Stinky Pinky. Stinky Pinky. I think it's got a GS 3225 servo in it. I'm not sure. Can't remember. It has whatever I had laying around, because that's how it goes around here. Whatever I got, that's what's in it. Whatever I can steal from Peter to pay Paul. Whoa. Yeah, it's a whole different thing to drive something like this. To be able to try to drive it fast is really a challenge. If I ever get it going straight, I can show you that it will literally pull wheelies. That wasn't straight. There's my buddy on his Harley. Wild hog, gonna go ride some wheelies, do some burnouts, I'm sure. And that's why I'm convinced that no neighbors are the best neighbors. Unfortunately, I can't afford to be that far off the grid. This is about as good as I can get, which is pretty good though. Pretty happy. That house you see in the background there, it's just a summer home for somebody. I don't even know who they are. Been here 12 years, I don't know who they are. So I guess that's not such a bad thing. Live here 12 years and not even know who they are, never spoke to them. Ooh. But they're only here like a couple weekends a year at the most. And I hope it stays that way. Hopefully they never sell to someone who lives there year round, because that could be bad. I'll definitely be putting up a privacy fence if that happens. An FU fence. Wow. It's a little unforgiving, I guess. I like the rigs that land on their fucking wheels. Yeah, she's geared pretty high for 2S, probably too high, higher than it should be. It does get a little hot, but not too bad. I don't generally run it often enough to care. Let her eat. I'm sure it could be set up so much better than what it is, but it's not like it's terrible, but it is a little bit of a handful. That's what gets frustrating right there, when it just keeps swapping ends on you. You can't get it to straighten out. Yeah, I know, let off the throttle. Whew. There might be a rock there. And I thought I got rid of all the rocks. Son of a bitch. Oh, there's another one. I think normally on front two-wheel drives, you typically do toe in on the front end, obviously. This thing's towed out quite a bit. I don't think it started out that way. I think that's just where it's worn to. I don't know. I don't care. I'd say that it handles good enough. Whatever shortcomings I'm encountering is probably my own. It's still fun though. So while the jump doesn't really have all the, or the track doesn't have all the jumps I wish it did, there's still plenty to keep it exciting. I would definitely get rid of some of the trees, but never all of the trees, because I don't know. I guess I like trees, but also I like the shade. I don't want to be out in the sun all the time while I'm running these things. They do make a nice natural obstacle in all reality. There's just too many of them here. Yeah. See, even when you think you're in the clear, you're really not, because everything, anything, I should say, not everything, but anything can upset these little guys. Even though you're in the straightaway and everything's looking good, not so much. Whew. It's like you're just trying to hang on to the damn thing, really. Try to keep it going in the right direction. But boy, for I mean, these things aren't cheap to buy, but I guess in the RC world they're relatively cheap. But it is a lot of fun. You could really, and this thing's bone stock, and I don't run it a lot, but it's got some hours on it. Came from my brother, a hand-me-down, and who knows how many hours he put on it, but I'd say it's worth the money. It's kind of hard to justify. I don't know, what are these, 300 bucks now? I don't know. It depends on where you're running, I guess. Obviously this isn't the best place to run it, but it is pretty good, pretty fun. Beats running around a parking lot, in my opinion. I mean, yeah, okay, so you can rip 60 mile an hour around a parking lot with one of these, but it gets boring too quick. And this is the older transmission, and I don't think they really like that high powered action, high speed. 3S is too much for them. You can get away with it here, but the bottom line is the thing's already too fast for the surface on 2S. So what's really the point of 3 in a setting like this? All you're really doing is just shredding stuff. Tires, drivetrain. 2S is plenty. And if you get another one of these out here and you're actually trying to keep it off the other guy's truck, it's just that much more challenging. As you can imagine, there's a lot of door banging going on. Bang, 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 bang. You know, maybe I could do some adjustments to the differential or something that would cut down on the spin out action. I'm not sure. It's probably about as tight as it goes right now, if I had to guess. It's kind of how it acts, but I don't know. Gets rough out there. Uh-oh. This thing might get stuck in that grass. Woo! Little tree hugging. Fucking tree hugger rustler. Stinky pinky. Oh! Alright, well, there's not much more of that I can do here. I mean, I'll kill the battery, but that concludes this broadcast. Alright, thanks.